Welcome to Alignment Adventures. This is a podcast where we explore what it means to live a fulfilling, aligning, and present life. I'm your host, Lindsay Tanner, and I am so grateful that you are here. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode of Alignment Adventures. I'm so grateful that you are here with me today, and I have a very special episode. This is a little different than anything I've done so far, and I am coming to you today to talk about one of the most exciting, scariest, most fun things that I have created for you all and I'm offering to you all. And honestly, it's something that I've been nudged to do for years, maybe even before I started this podcast. I've had this idea or this dream, and I just kept planning it out, kept putting it together, and then I always find an excuse not to do it. Well, no more. I am practicing what I preach. I am following my internal guidance. I am following the nudges, and I am offering you guys a class where we are going to practice embodying all the things we talk about on the podcast. So I'm going back to my roots of being a teacher. As you guys know, or may not know, if you're new to the podcast, I was a science teacher for 5 years. I taught middle school science, and then I moved into the curriculum side of things where I create curricular resources and classes and even online classes for our students. And now I'm taking all of those skills and knowledge into the topic that I love talking about the most and the thing that I'm so passionate about, and that is helping all of you live your most aligning lives. So that is what my class is called, Live Your Most Aligned Life, and I'm calling it LYMAL for short. Like, I'm not going to say the acronym each time, but if you see that acronym, that's what I'm talking about. And this is going to start in March, and it's going to be a live class. Like, we're going to have live classes where I'm coming on teaching you these concepts. We're going to practice together. You're going to have assignments or aligned actions, as I'm calling them. Each week, I'm going to have yoga flows, meditations geared towards each topic. So each week, we are covering an aligning topic, all the way from awareness and presence and gratitude to connecting to your internal guidance, to releasing emotional weight, to setting intentions for your life, to create a life you are truly obsessed with. And then by the end, we are combining that all together into total embodiment of your highest self. I'm just so excited for this, guys. I hope you can feel it through this time and space portal, through the podcast itself. I'm so excited. This truly is my highest joy, to be teaching all of this in a live class to all of you. So on top of that, I'm also including some internal guidance work, because that is so important to living your most aligned life, is to, one, find your connection to your internal guidance, which we all have it, and then strengthening that connection. So through this, when you sign up, not only do you get the live classes, which we'll talk about when those are here in a second, you also get one personal one-on-one internal guidance session, which, if you've missed the past few episodes, I have 3 examples of what an internal guidance session is like here on the podcast. I don't include the whole session, like what it takes to get you into your internal guidance, and the moments we have silence and we're breathing. I kind of cut it down for your listening pleasure. But if you're uncertain what an internal guidance session is, go back and listen to those. Like I said, I have 3 examples with Alyssa, Kaylin, and Danielle. So that is going to be so fun. So you'll get one personalized session, and then in the live classes starting, I believe it's week 2, once we explain how to get into your internal guidance, we're going to start doing group internal guidance sessions. So what that is going to look like is, after I'm done like teaching the topic of that week, I'm then going to have you guys like pop in and we can do some internal guidance work as a group. So I'll be working with you one-on-one, but we'll all be there witnessing it. And what's cool is when that happens, even if you're not in, Jess Lively calls it the hot seat, because she does something similar. She's the one that trained me on this whole process. Even if you're not in the hot seat, when you're listening to other people do internal guidance work, you can apply that to yourself. And of course, depending on the size of the group, you may be able to get one-on-one internal guidance sessions like every week, depending on how many people join, right? So I hope that makes sense. So I have a page with all of this information, all of the stuff that we're going to be covering, and I will link it in the show notes. You guys can go ahead and sign up. And I do want to say, this is such a mind block for Lindsay, and she's working through it, but I always get annoyed when people are like, it's a discounted price now, you're never going to get this price again, like creating that scarcity mindset that just like doesn't sit well with me, and that does not align with how I want to do things. But the facts is that this is the first time I'm teaching this class, so I am offering it at a super discounted price to what I believe the value to be, if that makes sense. Like in my mind, the value of this is way more than what I'm offering it for this first time, because it's the first time I'm teaching the class. So if you are interested, if you're getting that nudge from your internal guidance, which I ask you to ask your internal guidance first, should I take this course? Do you feel the nudge? Does it feel scary and exciting? Does it feel like you kind of want to pee your pants a little bit, or maybe do something else with your bodily functions? TMI, but that's how I feel when I know I should do something, when it makes me feel like I want to poop my pants. Like I'm like, yep, that's my next action step. You may think that's crazy, but that's like the stuff that's scary and exciting, right? That's the stuff that's going to move you forward. And it's cliche, but it's true. You have to like put yourself out of your comfort zone to grow. That's how we grow, right? When we just reach outside our comfort zone a little bit more, that is where true change happens. So let's talk about why I even developed this course. So I've noticed, including myself, that we love to consume. We consume podcasts and things on social media and books and conversations. We're just always consuming. But there gets to a point where you consume so much, but you're not implementing, you're not embodying, you're not practicing what you're learning in your life. And I've noticed myself being there. And truly the times where I make major shifts is when I have, put myself in a position where I start to practice and embody those things, where I have accountability, where I've got some skin in the game, where I've invested in myself to like really force myself to, start changing my habits and changing the way I look at things, because these things can be changed. And what I want to do in this course is, yes, I'm teaching you, like I'm the teacher, you're the students, I guess, which we kind of always go back and forth between those roles. Sometimes you're the teacher, sometimes you're the student. It just depends on the scenario. But what I want to do in this course is I am helping you discover what it means to you to live your most aligning life. And that is done through awareness, presence, finding your connection to your internal guidance, your own GPS, listening to your internal guidance and following the action and the steps that you are given, practicing gratitude, appreciation, other high vibration emotions, setting intentions, the basics of law of attraction, and then surrendering and allowing those things to be in your life, along with a major component, and we're going to have a week or two of this, clearing the way, clearing that emotional baggage so you can step into your highest self. Your highest self exists. She or he is just buried under all the stuff we have on top of it, from conditioning, from things that we're holding on to from the past. We're going to release those limiting beliefs. We're going to release those things that are holding us back, that are causing us to self-sabotage or procrastinate or perfectionism or feeling unworthy. We're going to release that stuff so you can live your most aligning life. And what's beautiful about the skills and the stuff that you're going to learn in this course is you are going to take it with you and you're going to continue to embody it, because we are human. We live here in the physical world. We're going to continue to encounter things that are unaligning for us, or we're going to continue to pick up stuff that doesn't serve us. That's okay. You're going to learn what you need to navigate those times where things get tough, or when you doubt yourself, or things just don't feel right. You will know how to tap back into your internal guidance, the part of you that is so wise and loves you so much and is always guiding you. You will know how to tap back in and hear that deep wisdom, so you know what to do when those times that you're second guessing yourself, or unsure, or feeling stuck. I want to give you those tools so you can truly embody all the things that I talk about here each week, so you can live your best life. I'm just so excited for this course. I hope you guys can feel that excitement again through what I'm saying on here. So some other quick details on Live Your Most Aligned Life. So like I said, it is going to start on March 6th. And we're going to have live classes every Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on where you are at, that may be a different time for you. So Central Standard Time, that's going to be 8 p.m. East Coast Time, that's going to be 10 p.m. Or no, that's going to be 9 p.m. And then if you're on the Pacific time zone, that's going to be 6 p.m. Or if you're in a completely different time zone, not in the United States, which is totally okay, this is an international thing, it will be at a different time, but these will be recorded. Obviously, it's going to be great if you can get on the live calls, because we're going to be doing internal guidance stuff. Like, I'm going to be getting you into your internal guidance and asking questions, and it's always better to have the live experience, right? It's going to be very interactive, but if you can't make it for whatever reason, they will be recorded. And then each week, you're also going to have pre-recorded yoga flows, meditations, and like aligned actions to take specific to the topic of that week. So it is 8 weeks, but there is 1 week in there where we're going to have like integration. So that's going to give you a week break almost, just to integrate all the stuff that we've been learning and practicing. But during this whole time, during the whole 8 weeks, you will also have access to a group. I'm not sure which platform yet. I'm still researching that, but it's going to be a group chat with all of your classmates. I'll be in there where you can ask questions. You can celebrate what's going on in your life as you're stepping into your most aligned self. And of course, connect. Find those soul connections, which is going to be so beautiful. So my intention is to teach this like multiple times a year. Of course, we're going to see how this first round goes, but I also have some like pretty major life shifts happening within the next year, which I'm excited to share with you all as they unfold. But I really don't know how that's going to affect how this class is going to work moving forward. So as of right now, this is maybe the only time I'm offering it. I plan to offer it again, but I really just don't know what that's going to look like. But I love the timing of this, because March, it's like we're coming off that high vibe energy of the new year. Some of us may be slipping into old patterns that are not serving us. Some of us may still be letting those mind stories, those limiting beliefs, rule and dictate what we're doing with our lives, and we're really sabotaging those goals that we set in the new year. And if you didn't even set any goals in the new year, that's fine too. This is just such a beautiful time along with spring to kind of rejuvenate that energy and to truly step into your most aligned self. So I feel so aligning to do it in March. So it'll be every Monday for 8 weeks. So that'll basically be the whole month of March, the whole month of April. We'll have those live classes, and you'll also get that one-on-one internal guidance session that you will schedule on your own. We can talk more about that later. But besides that, the rest of it's going to be pretty self-paced. So if you feel like you're busy and you may not have time for that, that's about what the time commitment's going to look like. Obviously, you're going to be wanting to do some of this stuff daily as you're starting new habits, but really the only time commitment is that live class on Monday. And then of course your own one-on-one internal guidance session, which will be about an hour, and that can happen anytime. We will schedule that on our own. Really, one of my main purposes in creating this space is I want to create a community where we can step into our most aligned lives. I want it to feel like a space where you can truly be vulnerable and take off maybe any masks you feel like you have to wear and just step into your authenticity. This is a space for us to relearn what makes us feel fulfilled and aligning. I have found that in my own journey, and I know that's going to be true for so many people. A lot of us are just chasing after things we think make us happy, but truly don't fulfill us. And that's the power of internal guidance work, is you're able to tune into that deepest part of you and find out what truly makes you happy. I'm just so excited for so many of you to experience that deep connection with your internal guidance and start to live from that space, because that is where the magic happens. And that is where you live your most aligned life, is when you are connected and acting and embodying that guidance that you're getting from your internal guidance, letting that dictate how you're going to live your life. So please reach out on Instagram. I am back on Instagram now, very limited. I am being very intentional with it. But if you have any questions, reach out there at Lindsay with an A, M Tanner. Maybe I'll do a little Q&A on here if you guys send in a lot of questions, or maybe I'll do it on Instagram. Or if you just have any takeaways from this episode, please reach out to me there. Or you can email me at hello@lindsay.com. Check out the link in the show notes. You can sign up there, and all of the pricing, and there's even frequently asked questions, and it goes through what's covered each week in that link. Like I said, ask your internal guidance if this is something that could benefit you. If you get that nudge, you guys know what I say, always follow those nudges. But I'll keep talking about this, obviously, as it gets closer. We have about a month until class starts for you to sign up, and I'm just so excited to continue on this journey with those of you that want to go even deeper. Obviously, we still have the podcast, and we're still going to talk about what it means to live your most aligning life from the perspective of myself that's been studying this for the past better part of a decade, and from those experts that we've been having on the topics that I've been having here on the podcast. I'm honestly just so excited and honored and grateful that I get to offer this class to all of you. It just feels so aligning, so exciting. It is my highest joy. It is my highest passion. And I'm looking forward to any of you that feel called to join me inside of Live Your Most Aligning Life. So like I said, I will leave the link in the show notes. Go check out the page. Sign up if you're ready. And we still have a month left if you need time to think about it. I'm just so grateful that you're on this journey with me, even if you join me or not. If you're listening to this podcast, thank you for being on this journey with me. Sending you all so much love, all of the highest vibes, and I will see you in the next episode of Alignment Adventure.